Hello everyone. We were discussing the paper School Organization and Management. In that we were discussing Unit 1 and Subunit 5, that is schools under different managements. In that we have discussed about different type of schools such as residential schools, state government schools. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the next type of school, that is private schools. Before independence of the country, all the educational system was in the hands of private managements, and they used to get the donations and financial assistance from the kings and rulers. Okay students, so before the independence the education was treated as a private entity. Okay, so there were no involvement of government, only the private people and the private management, they used to take care of the imparting of education to the children or societies. The rulers never interfered in the management of education as they treated it as social service. Okay, and all the private Christian missionaries have encouraged English schools under the British regime or British period. So in the before independence, the English medium education especially was spread by these Christian missionaries. There is a great role of these Christian missionaries for spreading of English medium education and privatization of education in the form of missionary schools. Was there before the independence in the period of British. And the Woods Dispatch or Woods Committee, it was in the year 1854, which was formulated by the British, has recommended for the granting aid to the schools after Woods Committee recommendations of the country. Okay, so this Woods Dispatch was a committee. It was established in the year 1854 by the then British government. Okay, to recommend about the education system. So this committee has suggested to give grant in aid. Okay, grant in aid is means giving financial assistance to the schools so that they can run effectively. So this committee has made in its recommendations to give financial assistance in the form of granting aid to the schools. Since then, the private managements are playing a prominent role in the development of education in India. So from now onwards, because the schools are getting the financial assistance from the government, they started running very effectively. Okay, the teaching learning process and all the other activities of the schools slowly starting very effectively. And now we see many changes after independence, and the responsibility of giving education to its citizens is the bounden duty of the government, has started to run the schools and working for the development of literacy and knowledge among the children. Okay students, but here in this stage our government is feeling the education is a fundamental right. Before independence it was not like, okay, it was just for education is for the high and privileged people. Okay, they used to study for their time pass and it is considered as a social service. But now our government is make it as compulsory. Okay, because it is a fundamental right also. Each and every individual must receive the education in order to develop themselves. Okay, so until and unless if you do not receive the education, the individual cannot become a fully potential individual. So now the education become important and compulsory. It is made a fundamental right by the government of India. And though the government is making efforts to free and compulsory education to all the children, but it may not be possible to establish and run the schools to all the children in order to fill that gap. Okay, students, as we all know, our country and the government is providing various kinds of schemes and provisions to the students of our country, but they cannot establish and provide the education each and every place of our country. Okay, so for that reason, to fill that gap, we are establishing private schools. Okay, because only the government schools are not sufficient to establish the schools and spread and impart the education to the whole country. So for that reason, we are establishing private schools so that the education should be accessible to each and every child. So establishment and of private schools become inevitable, and the government has sanctioned permission to run the schools to the private managements. Okay, now you can see there are so many schools, they are growing like mushrooms. Okay, and the government is giving permission to these private management so that they can establish their own schools and they can run these schools for the betterment of the society and for the access of the education to each and every child of the society. The government is looking after the standards of the schools and institutions which are run by the private managements without prejudices. Okay, government is giving very free hand to these private schools so that they can access their schools, their teaching learning processes, their own methodology. Okay, they can use their own creativity and innovation in order to impart the education and without any prejudices. And besides the effect of globalization and modernization, now we can see this is the era of globalization and modernization. So everything is becoming global and we are moving towards the modernization, and it is also there in India that's resulted in the establishment of thousands and thousands of private schools. So for this reason also we have to give more education to the children. We have to establish more institutions to impart the education, especially secondary education, higher education, university education. So we need more private institutions in order to overcome these problems. And the government has to give recognition to those schools if they fulfill all the fixed norms and standards. Okay, if any private school or the management of private school, they want to establish a new school in any locality or society, they approach the government. Okay, and they present their norms and conditions in front of the government. Okay, by after seeing those norms and conditions, the government gives permissions to the private schools. Until and unless they do not fulfill the criteria of establishing the private schools, the government do not issue the permission. So for establishing the private school, there should be a particular norms, rules and regulations. So the schools must fulfill those norms, then only they will get permission. Along with the norms, they must maintain some standards also. Some of the schools run with the best standards either by the private management or voluntary organizations will be adopted by the government and sanction financial needs to such schools. Okay, some schools need financial assistance. Okay, so for that reason the voluntary organizations, they voluntarily come forward for such a good cause to impart education to the children will be adopted by the government. Okay, so if is there any private school, it is running before very well. Okay, but now due to some concerns such as financial constraints, it is not running properly, it is very difficult to run that particular school. The government will adapt such kinds of schools and it sanctions financial needs to such schools so that the education of the children cannot be stopped. The schools under private management are classified into three categories. So here, especially in our India, we classified the schools into three categories as per the grants and recognition. Means how they are getting the financial assistance. On this basis, we are dividing schools into three categories. So let's see what are they. They are aided private schools, unaided private schools, registered educational institutions. So according to the on the basis of financial assistance or grant in aid, how they are getting, we are dividing them into aided private schools, unaided private schools, registered educational institutions. So let us discuss what are they. First one is aided private schools. The schools with direct grant in aid with due recognition from the government which are run by some private persons or organizations are called as aided private schools. Okay students, here what are aided private schools? The schools with direct grant in aid. Here they are getting direct financial assistance from the government and they also recognize from the government which are run by some private persons. Though it is run by the private person, though it is continuing in a private building, but it is getting its financial assistance in the form of granting aid from the government and it is fully recognized by the government. Everything is done by the private person but only the assistance, the aid is getting from this government. they follow the rules and regulations of the state educational authorities. Okay, but these schools, they follow all the rules and regulations from the government. Whatever the rules and regulations has laid by the government, that will be followed by these private schools. And they have freedom to run the school according to the educational objectives set by the government and aided private schools. Okay, so though they are recognized from the government, they are getting financial assistance from the government, they have full freedom to run their schools, and they follow the educational objectives set by the government. Okay, not only government schools, all the private schools which come under the purview of the state government, they must follow these rules and regulations, also educational objectives, like what outcomes we want to achieve in the children at the end of our academic year or at the end of the education system. Those goals, those objectives, those aims must be achieved and followed same as set by the government. There are some schools along with the aided schools are working for the quality education to the children, and the people who are intelligent and having social concern are establishing schools with good standard and high quality. Okay, so there are some schools with the aided schools, they are working for the quality education. Private schools is not, it doesn't mean they are working only for the concern of fees and all. They also work for the good cause, for spreading the education, giving the quality education to the children. Okay, and they are having social concern that they have the responsibility to take care of the society by providing good children to the society so that they can become a good citizens of tomorrow. So because of this good social concern, they are establishing schools with good standard and high quality. They seldom take grants from the government. Okay, they are oftenly they take the grants from the government and run the schools abiding to the rules and regulations of the state. Okay, so whatever the schools they are running, but they run the schools by abiding the rules and regulations of the state government. They should not violate these rules. These schools are two types. Okay, again, public schools and private schools with residential or day scholars. Okay, so some of the public schools are working with zeal and maintain standards in modern technology, good English knowledge and competence which are required in the competitive world. Okay, so we have divided these schools into again public schools and private schools. So again, they may be a residential and day scholar according to their requirements, needs. They maybe they establish residential school with boarding and accommodation facilities. Either they can establish the day scholar schools where the students can go and come to the home on daily basis. So some of the public schools are working with zeal and maintain standards of modern technology. So these public schools are working with good zeal and enthusiasm. They have the zest to impart the good education to the students by using the modern technology, because we are in the era of globalization and modernization. So we must use modern technology so that it will go hand in hand with the technology and education, and good English knowledge and competences which are required in the competitive world. Okay, so for this we require good English knowledge and competences which are required in the competitive world. Such schools have become very popular and famous in our state. Okay, so such good private schools are well renowned in our country. They are the epitome, they are the symbols for the good educational institutions. The way they are imparting the education, the way they are nurturing their children for the good society, for development of the country, not only for the country, for the globalization also they are contributing by giving and imparting good education. So such well renowned schools are a good symbol of these public schools in our country. Okay, so such schools have become very popular and famous in our state. So they completely on the fee they collect from the students, and they collect heavy fee in the form of development fee. Though they are giving good and quality education, but the thing is these schools run with the help of the fees of the students, the heavy fee they collected from the students, so that they can run all the administrative, academic and legislative functions of their schools. special fee and provide salaries to teachers from the amount collected from the students. Okay, so the all the school activities run by the help of the fee which has collected from the students, and the teachers salaries also. The teachers in these schools, those who are working as a private teachers, their job is not government. Okay, they are private teachers, so they completely depend on the school management, and the school management has to pay their salaries by the fees collected from the students. So these private schools are run, and they get financial assistance, the finances for doing all the activities from the fees of students. Nowadays, the establishment of schools has become a business, and there is a unhealthy competition is prevailing in the society. Yes, nowadays we can see there are so many private school in every nook and corner of the society. There are unnecessarily so many schools are establishing in the private buildings without following the norms, rules and regulations of the state government. They are also violating the norms of the education system. They are not following the educational objectives. They are following their own selfish curriculum and selfish rules and regulations, so that they will get benefit from these things. So we should avoid these things. The school is a place of education agency. It should be for the transfer of education or imparting of education. Traditions, cultures, knowledge, values and morality should be imparted in this school. Instead of that, we are establishing the school for our own sake. Okay, for our own benefit and profit. It should not be like that. This become the education as a commercialization. Okay, we should avoid these things. Otherwise, what happen, the children, those who are receiving such type of schools, they lack the values. Okay, they lack the morals and other things, because the education, when the education institution has established on the basis of profit, then what type of values it will inculcate among the students? If it is established on the basis of like betterment of the children, if the aims and objectives of the schools are like that, then automatically the outcomes will be very good and effective. But if the school is establishing on the basis of earning the money and getting the profits and benefits from the children, then the schools will not progress, and the children also will not give good results, and they would not become a good social and responsible citizens also. So we should stop this mushrooming of schools everywhere in the societies, so that what happened, there will be no quality, only quantity is there, no quality. There is no quality in the teaching learning activities. There is no quality in the qualifications of the teachers. There is no quality in the teaching learning modality, such as the pedagogies what they are using. They are sticking to the outdated pedagogies, and there is no quality in the infrastructure. There is the congested rooms. There is no proper infrastructure facilities. There is no proper ventilation in the schools. Okay, there is no proper facilities such as drinking water, playground. In the congested school buildings, they are running the schools where there is a no proper growth and development of the children. So because they are not following the rules, regulations and norms of the government which has led to establish the school, so that's the reason the quality is decreasing. Directly and indirectly, it is affecting on the students growth and development. Okay, so we should see that the school should be in quality in number. They should give quality education. Okay, if there is one school in the locality which is giving good education, that is very better than the 100 schools which are not giving good education. So here the government, the societies, even the people should be conscious in this regard. They should see that in which school they are taking admission, and in which school they are giving or joining their ward, what type of school. They should check all those things before taking admission to the children, and then they have to join their ward. Then the registered schools. So what are registered schools? These are run by associations or organizations, and they follow the rules of the government, either state or central. Okay, so registered schools are nothing but they run by these associations or organizations, and they follow the rules of the government, either state or central government. So here these schools, they do not get any financial assistance or funding from the government. They run by the associations or the societies or organizations, and they also follow the rules of the government, either state or central. One thing here you should remember, what type of the school is, whether it is a government, central government, state government, private, aided, unaided, registered, okay, whatever the management is, but they have to follow the rules and regulations of the government. Though they are running by themselves, though they are collecting the fees from the students and all, but they have to follow and abide the rules of the government. They should not follow the rules as they like, but there are some certain standards which has laid by the government that they have to follow. And the schools are like missionary schools, schools run by Ramakrishna Mission, Arya Samaj schools, okay, cooperative schools, and this type of schools comes under registered schools. Okay, they are established for the good cause, okay, under the associations such as Ramakrishna Mission, like Ramakrishna Matham also is there. On this basis, they are giving good social. They feel that this giving education is the good cause, so they give and impart education to the students in their missions. Okay, and Arya Samaj schools also there. Okay, and cooperative schools. So such schools comes under registered schools, where they associated with the government. They follow and abide the rules and regulations of the government, and their main motto is to serve the mankind with no profit no loss basis. So what is their main motto? Serve the mankind. So here they think that giving education is serving the mankind, and it is the best charity also. Okay, and with no profit and no loss basis, they never think that giving education for the earning money or for the profit, and no profit and no loss basis they give the education. And now the schools for nursery and kindergarten have come into existence. Okay, so now we can see there are so many preschools in our localities, such as nursery, kindergarten, kidsy, play school, preschools. Okay, there are so many schools are came into existence which give education, okay, or which make the students to adjust in the school environment with the help of these preschools and play schools. So, according to the latest trends in the society, the children have been subjected to education since nursery, and to mold them to new concepts of modern world. Okay, students. So, by sending the children to these preschools or nurseries, we can okay, here the children are subjected to education. They are becoming used to the school environment. Here in the playway method and playway activities, they like to come to the school, because here they are enjoying the teaching learning activities are going on in a playway method, because the children learn the things, okay, in the way of playing. Okay, so in that way we are adjusting them into the school environment. So they understood the school is the agency of the society, where we learn some things, where we enjoy, where we play, where we can meet with our friends, and we can mingle with the teachers and friends. So like that we are making to adjust to the school environment in this preschool concept. Okay, students, so these all are the concept of private schools, in that private aided schools which get assistance from the government. Okay, non-aided school which do not get assistance from the government, but they run their schools from the fees of the children. And whereas registered schools, they are registered, such as Ramakrishna Mission in Arya Samaj, they establish these schools for the social cause of the students. They establish this school on the no profit and no loss basis. Okay, so these are the different type of schools under private management, which are run by the private management itself only. Okay, hope you understood. Thank you.